What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm John, and we're the DIY Topic Guys.
On this channel, we give you guys an inside look at the hottest trending topics making the most noise around the world today.
Our style is 3 topics for 3 minutes each, that way you can get in, get the news, and get on with your day.
So listen up, that way you can be the one leading the conversation in your life instead of being a nincompoop in the corner with nothing to say.
So today's topics are advancements in technology versus the integrity of the game, advancements in science and genetics versus the integrity of the sport, and comparing different eras in sports. So if you guys are new here, thanks a lot for checking us out. Please make sure you subscribe down below and ring that bell for post notifications. That way you never miss out on what's trending.
Everyone else, thanks so much for being here and continuing to support us. Make sure you guys like down below, and also make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys. Shifting to advancements in technology versus the integrity of the game, sports. You want to start?
Sure. I guess the easiest way to talk about this, or the easiest correlation, would be like old wooden bats versus aluminum or metal bats, or new football helmets versus the old leather heads. What do you think? Do you think advancements are bad? Do you think it's good, natural? What?
I think advancements in technology have to stop at some point in terms of sports, because you look at, I'll just rattle off a couple here. So you mentioned baseball, right? You have a third baseman sitting or standing 90 feet away, usually playing up, so maybe 80 feet away from a home. Batter hits it. The pitcher's already throwing 100 miles an hour. Now he's hitting it and a aluminum bat, it's coming at you super fast. You have no reaction time. Wooden bats, you still barely have any reaction time. It's safety at that point. Integrity of the game has to stay in check in terms of the advancements of technology. If I can go pick up a bat and I have 100 pounds of muscle on me and nothing else, like I'm skin and bones and just that, and I hit a home run because I bought a $1,000 bat, like, should I be pro, or is it just the bat?
If it was just the bat, that would be one thing. If literally anybody could, I understand what you're saying. If literally anyone could pick up the new and improved tool, for lack of a better term, whether it is a piece of equipment, and it makes them pro level, then that's an issue. I would agree. But as far as within, I disagree in the sense that within itself, as far as, I'll give you a good example, for golf. PGA wants to change the ability of getting these new drivers that people apparently crush. They get 20 extra yards or something like that. If all the pros have access to it, I don't understand why it's bad. I think that's the natural progression of the way of life. And everything, we're gonna hone things, make it better and better and better. We're not using the same clubs they used when, Richard McGillicuddy or whatever in Ireland was the guy that invented golf or whatever when he was using it. He had a curved stick. As I think it should. I think in technology and the advancements and everything should keep going as long as where I would draw the line for integrity of the game would be if any schmo could pick up and suddenly be pro level. That's an issue. Then they should stop it.
But what's driving the technological advancements? Is it being better at the game, or is it
commercialism?
Capitalism.
Yeah, it's about making money. It's the next best, next greatest thing, just like everything else.
So in terms of safety, Formula One engines being basically toned down so that you can no longer race the streets going 3 billion miles an hour in them, is that something that you're behind?
For that, I would say yeah, because there's a lot of bystanders, literally just standing on the side of the street. So they're a little more risk than, say, a baseball game.
Advancements in genetics/science and the integrity of the sport.
Barry Bonds? I don't know. It's an enhancer, I guess, you could argue. You still got to put in the work. You don't just inject yourself and then magically can do it. You still got to go lift and do all those things. So it's not like he just injected himself and then suddenly he could crank them out. He still had to put work in besides that. Is it unfair? Sure, maybe a little bit.
That's a good point. Can you keep those same types of records the same in terms of what he's doing versus what everyone else?
We should make a steroids league or something, or or just have always be an asterisk. Sorry, you did it, but you didn't do it natural.
But it's a natural progression of the game. Going back to the previous points on everything else that we just did. It's a natural progression. This is where we're going as a society.
Yeah, and just science in general, testosterone replacement therapy. There's guys that are doing sports now well into their 40s that 20 years ago would have never been able to do this. But it's mainstream now. It's just the science is as good as it's going to be. I guess it's as natural as whatever. I don't know. I think that record keeping and stuff like that for record books, it does make it a little weird. But then the same thing you could say, what about generationally speaking, Michael Jordan wasn't playing with as good a guys as LeBron
Whoa! Let's not get under all the Jordan naysayers and everything. That's another topic.
But I'm just an example. What do you think?
I think that in terms of certain aspects like basketball, I don't think that there's really any difference in terms of sports and genetics and the integrity of those sorts of things, because everyone is progressing at the same rate without really any detriment to safety per se, right?
That's fair.
You're growing.
That's one of those. Yeah, that's one of those sports that's very.
It's really not really a contact sport, but then I'll give you two. You got football, you got 250-pound linebackers, 280-pound linebackers, like Ray Lewis coming screaming at you.
Literal murderers.
Like screaming Bible verses at you as he's coming to kill you, like Waterboy style. And then you have boxing as well, where you have these people that are 300 pounds just wailing away at you, breaking your face.
It's part of the game, man. You got to put yourself. If you want to be top tier athlete, if you want to be the best in the world, you got to make sacrifices. And in sports, a lot of those sacrifices come physical. That's part of it. You got to put yourself at risk.
Do you want to be a top tier boxer anymore if you're going to get wailed on by someone who's 3 times as strong as Mike Tyson?
All right, top tier boxer. What about Floyd Mayweather? He's arguably the best defensive boxer of all time. He barely gets hit. He's been but still, he's only gotten seriously hit a few times.
Comparing different eras of sports.
Then versus now. I'll list off a couple that I jotted down a couple quick things. So boxing is probably one of the ones you hear the most because people box everywhere since the dawn of time. It's arguably between these three for me: Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, or Floyd Mayweather.
Can you compare those three? I can see Ali and Tyson. Mayweather, arguably the greatest boxer of all time, different weight classes. He avoids getting hit a lot, right? But avoiding getting hit by someone like Manny Pacquiao versus avoiding getting hit by Mike Tyson are two different things. Those 2 or 3 hits are enough to knock you unconscious into next week.
It's all relative in some retrospect.
You fight against the weight class that you're in. You fight against your competition. So yeah, there are different rules. There's different equipment. There's different genetics from then versus now.
And the sport itself has changed. All sports, they've all evolved since then.
Can you compare them anymore?
I think it's hard to make a true comparison in general for any greatest of all time, unless they're literally in the same era. Babe Ruth had a much easier time playing compared to guys now.
Slower. The man also used a 50-ounce bat.
Yeah, well, he also drank 4 beers right before he got on.
Whiskey, hot dogs, cigars.
The guy was a champion. I mean, he's a man's man at a time when that was as manly as it got.
Imagine Babe Ruth then, his skill set with today's technological genetics and advancements. What would Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Ted Williams, all those iconic baseball stars, what would they do with their skill sets with today's genetics? Babe Ruth's skills, Mike Trout's body, are they the same person?
Maybe. No, it's. I don't know. That's what I was saying. I don't know if it translates. I don't know if the old greats would really stand a chance today.
Right. You can only be compared to the stats that you have against the competition that you have. I see different pictures of the competition that Michael Jordan played against versus the competition that LeBron James plays against. These people are not the same.
Yeah, it's a darker outlook for some. It's just not. It's tough, and you can make the same arguments for any sport, for any goats. You know what I mean? Who's the best golfer? Tiger Woods? Maybe. I don't know. Some people argue others.
I saw another stat today. Steph Curry has more three-pointers in 2 seasons than Larry Bird did in his entire 12-year career. And Larry Bird was considered a sharpshooter.
Yeah, okay, perfect example right there. Like, is it even the same?
That's going to do it for today's episode, guys, where we touched on advancements in technology versus the integrity of the game, advancements in genetics and science versus the integrity of the sport, and comparing different eras in sports.
So we hope you learned a thing or two, maybe 3. If you guys want to continue the conversations, please make sure you comment down below.
Make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure you guys hit that like button, and make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys.
So we'll see you next time for another 3 topics for you to get in, get out, and get on with your day.
We are DIY Topic Guys, your go-to place to look super smart and in the know.